Hello, my name is Elijah Blau, and I've been a vegan for over 10 years. In 2016, the Veggie Outers was formed to help more people consume more plant-based foods and get access to education and resources. We've since evolved into reviewing the restaurants that we pay a visit, based on the price, the atmosphere, customer service, and the food. We don't forget to have some fun in the process though. Join us in yet another review where we go to a restaurant and give the food a try. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give the food a 10 because to me, portions weigh more than taste.
I definitely love the texture of the patty. I would give the overall score of 8.
Y'all smile for the camera? Just a little smile? All right.
Well, I probably would give 8.
As far as the experience with the food, I'll give it a 10. To be honest with you, because it's my first time really getting into vegan, and everybody's giving it that vegan this, vegan that. But if you don't try it, how you rate something? And I've tried it. Like I said, I think it's better than most non-vegan foods.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. It was very good.
I don't rate high lots of things, so I would just say 8. But I think that's what you would expect from a counter service place. Yeah.
So overall, what do you actually like about the Veggie Outers?
Well, I like that, that there's like this community and, we get a chance to like visit new restaurants around Dallas with vegan options.
I remember personally when the Veggie Outers was just an idea in the workings, and I've had the opportunity to kind of watch things, transcend and grow over the next couple of years. And one of the main things that I personally like about it is the people that Elijah, has been able to accumulate. Um, they're all different, different ages, different walks of life, but every single person has something to offer to the group, and everybody's just so knowledgeable in whatever it is that they're doing. Everybody is so giving. Everybody is real good with conversation, and Elijah has a knack for attracting people who are just genuinely good people, and that's one of the things that I personally enjoy about being in the Veggie Outers. Just being around good people, and having that good fellowship, good conversation, laughter and all that is the best medicine.
I like that it's a place you can go for good food and company. I've been several times some years ago when I was living in Texas, and I'm happy to be moving back to Texas and have the Veggie Outers to go to. And I'll be bringing my daughter now that I have one.
So I like that it's a place where I can meet other people with like minds, In my group of friends, I don't have a lot of people who are vegan or vegetarian or who enjoy vegetarian, vegan food. So I like that it's a place where I can come and, meet people who like understand my lifestyle, or at least try to.
The most I like that I feel I'm around people who share the same ideas. And I feel comfortable that I don't have to explain everyone what I eat. So it's kind of hanging out with same kind of people.
So the things that I like is that bringing like-minded people together and connecting them with food, which is like what I like to do, eat, and exploring different activities with people whom I can create a community where we talk about vegetarianism or veganism, which I'm like very passionate about. Plant-based diet, a healthy way of living.
I enjoy being with a very diverse group of like-minded people. In our regular lives, we're around a lot of meat eaters, and it's nice to be with people who think and have the same values that I do.
So I'm meeting this group for the first time, and I'm really liking this. We met a few people that we really connected with, and that we could talk about the things that we like. Like one of the things that we like with all the people on the same table is cooking, and we love talking about that. We love talking about the food that we like from this place where we've been before, and talk about generally everything else that we don't get to talk about with our friends.
So just like everyone said, like just the opportunity to meet a wide diversity of group of people who have different ideas and perspectives, not just related to food, but also related to life in general.
I think it's great. I mean, Elijah, you really animated and getting lots of people to come out to events. You've got so many different events, and you've been consistent doing it over so many years and getting people to come out. I think that's what I like about it. Like there's always something kind of to look forwards to. And then you got like merch going on as well. I mean, you're doing a lot of different things. So I like that. I think it's cool.
The camaraderie, got a common cause, and a lot of different people from all different walks of life that have that common cause. So it's really interesting conversations and always finding out different things from different people here.
I like the fact that it's a big group, it's very inclusive. I've belonged to a variety of veggie or vegan organizations throughout the country over the years, and this is actually my favorite one because of the inclusivity and then how welcoming it is.
And that's a badass merch.
Yeah. Gotta represent.
I'm going to be asking people what was their most memorable moment they've experienced with the Veggie Outers. A lot of people are going to ask me to answer this question too, so here's my answer. As y'all know, last year we did a mini little documentary. It's available on YouTube for you to watch, called The Lore of the Veggie Outers. And putting that together was actually my most memorable thing out of all my years with the Veggie Outers, organized and including, because I got a chance to actually go talk to the restaurant owners, some people we've actually been to their restaurant, talk to them about how they got started, what's the most memorable thing on their menu, what's the most underrated thing. So it gave some exposure in a different way to these vegan restaurants, and that was pretty cool. On top of that, we did get to share a lot of memorable, funny moments with the Veggie Outers, such as the bloopers, and we shared some things that a lot of people who are newer to the group don't actually know about us. So that was my most memorable thing so far. Again, you can check out the Lord of Veggie Outers in the description and also in the pinned comment. With my answer been out the way, let's go ahead and move on and see what some of the other Veggie Outers had to say. So David, what was your most memorable moment on with the Veggie Outers?
I think it was early on. One of the very first meetups that I can remember was the Spiral Diner. Back when Spiral Diner was still in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now they moved over to, what was it, Arlington or Fort Worth? But I had one of the best burgers I've ever had, and it was completely vegan. So it was super good, like even better than actual meat burgers, which was surprising. I think that meetup, and then like back then it was everybody who was like new, it just made it a really fun experience. So I would say that first meetup at Spiral.
I think there's a tie. One is when we did the hike over at the Cedar Ridge Preserve. I really like that. I think I only did half the hike, but probably I could do the whole thing this time if we ever do it again. But yeah, I enjoyed the hike. I thought that was really a fun non-food based thing that we did. And the other one was when we went to It's So Vegan. It was interesting because it was like their first week or something. It wasn't the first day, but it was like during their first week. And I remember it doesn't sound good.
Your first meetup, right?
Yeah, that was my very first meetup with the Veggie Outers. That was right after I discovered it. But it's kind of a memorable thing for me because I remember they kept running out of stuff. But I mean, I don't mean that as an insult because I think they've definitely kept going. You know, they're definitely still one of my favorite places, vegan places to eat. But they were so new at it and I think that they just didn't expect the response they'd get for that first week, and so it was just kind of funny the way you'd order something. Oh, sorry, we're out of that. You'd order something else, we're out of that. But I think I got like, I think I ended up getting like the burger or the chicken sandwich or whatever it was. So yeah, I think that my very first meetup and that hike are tied for my most memorable moments.
So Mike,
Yes.
what was your most memorable moment in the Veggie Outers so far?
In all years or in 2024?
It can be in all years, but if it happens to be in 2024, feel free to mention it.
So there's a couple. The first thing that sticks out to me in 2023, we went to the like Voodoo Lounge, and I know that we had an interesting experience with the food, but what I really loved about that day was that the attendance was so high, and I feel like that was the one event where all the Veggie Outers showed up, and it was kind of like a family reunion in a way. So it was a really pleasant experience despite like the issues we had with the food. And in the past year, I just enjoy the meetups where we would meet outside after and just have a discussion until midnight or 1 a.m. Like there was
the Veggie Outers after party. That's
the after party.
Yeah,
I love we have the best discussions like after the meetup. And I'll go to the meetup at 6, and then we'll be outside until midnight. And one of them was in Fort Worth, and I drove from Fort Worth, and I got home at like 1 a.m. And you would think I was out in the bars, like jumping from table to table. Nah, we were just outside having a discussion. So yeah, I love that we can have some really interesting, profound discussions with each other after the meetups.
So Lucia, what was your most memorable Veggie Outers moment?
That would have been the first meetup of 2024, because that was actually my first meetup with the group. I was lurking the group the entire time, but that was my very first meetup. And that was also the meetup that I finally met Mike, and we were like best friends now, so I think that's...
Y'all met at that meetup?
Yep. Because we had followed each other on Instagram for like months, because he always popped up in the same events I did, but I never knew who he was, and then I met him at our meetup. And I'm like, oh, cool. So, yeah, that's definitely the most memorable event that we've had?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would say my most memorable moment was or has been, there's honestly been like a series of them, and I would say some of the biggest ones have been when we finish every event. We always kind of like hang out and converse afterwards, and like we'll talk till like maybe 1 in the morning. So like an event will end at like 9, but we're like all chatting and like hanging out till like maybe 1 in the morning. So I would say those have been some of the most memorable moments for me, because that just kind of goes to show the chemistry that the group has, the conversation and the in-depth conversation that we all have, and just the interest that we have in each other's lives and journeys, and why, we choose to be vegan, or why, what other options or things that we're involved in and professionally. So it's always been like really, really great conversation. I would say like from some of the other groups and meetups that I've joined, this has been the first one where I have kind of been like consistently involved, and like also have been able to like meet people and like develop and build friendships and relationships. And someone that I met in the group, we had a sleepover, a slumber party at my house, you know what I'm saying? So it's been really great just getting to bond with people. And then Mike, you'll probably see him later. He's like my fave. He's my favorite person. So I would say that those have been some of the most memorable moments for me in my time with the Veggie Outers.
Okay.
Yeah.
What she's talking about, we're kind of self-dubbing it the Veggie Outers after party. We're just kind of hanging out after the actual event. So, Lisa, what was your most memorable moment with the Veggie Outers?
Well, there have been a lot of good times, but I'm going to say when we did something a little different, we went to the Bowl Lounge and got food there, and just the atmosphere was great with a lot of people playing games and stuff. And they had different kinds of like craft beers, and they had the cauliflower buffalo wings, which were excellent. And I think we all had a really nice time going to that place. That was great.
Well, there are a lot. Every time I come to a Veggie Outers meeting or dinner, it's a lot of fun. But I think my most memorable would be the restaurant we were at when a robot delivered our food. And that robot messed up a lot of orders, I remember. They probably have a regular person delivering the food now, regular waiter. But anyway, yeah, I don't even know what kind of food it was. But everywhere we've been, it's pretty good food. Yeah, and so that would probably be my most memorable.
So this is only my second time being with the Veggie Outers. Last time I went to Indian Bistro. The funny thing is the conversation about the robot waiter. I had never experienced one. That was my first time doing it then, but it's very interesting because I know there was a very big topic, so I started looking into it. Still haven't been to a place that had one, but definitely, for whatever reason, the robot waiter sticks out in my head.